Is this the most hated landlord in Toronto? Carolyn Krebs, who has multiple aliases, may be the city's most hated landlord. In the past, she has ignored work orders, falsified documents, and evicts tenants without cause. So let's take a look at this article in Toronto Life by Rachel Brown. Because Krebs highlights the problem that we have in Ontario with horrible landlords, with her very frequently sending letters to her tenants saying that they're behind on their rent when they are obviously not, claiming that they are thousands of dollars behind. And the landlord and tenant board tends to side with her a lot, ordering tenants to pay thousands of dollars that they do not have and legally don't actually owe. And Krebs historically targets people who are on disability. And lawyers know who Krebs is. They have dealt with her before. And Krebs doesn't even bother trying to keep her apartments livable. She leaves mice in cupboards and broken windows and broken stoves and a deteriorating balcony. And between 2021 and 2022, one of her properties was slapped with 137 property standard violations. This is a 14-story building with hundreds of units. And Krebs has time and time again tried to evict people without warning or reason, with many having accused her of violating their human rights. Because as one person put it, the system is not designed for the kind of malicious intent that you find with Carolyn Krebs. And the housing crisis was also a boom for her, because where other people see a broken housing system, she sees an opportunity. And for some reason, the landlord and tenant board doesn't take into account the history of the landlord when they're making their decisions. Meaning that if somebody has falsified documents before or been found to have lied before, they don't take that into consideration when they're dealing with a current issue. And between Toronto and Oshawa, Krebs has over 650 rental units. These landlords squeeze their tenants for every penny, target people who are disadvantaged, and go out of their way to make a miserable living experience to try to cycle in and out tenants as much as possible. With her tenants talking about constant vermin infestations including ants, bedbugs, and mice. With one visitor saying the cockroach infestation was so bad that when the lights were off it looked like the floor was moving. The garbage chutes tend to be broken or clogged with trash piling in the hallways, the heating doesn't work, the plumbing was faulty, and these things are rarely fixed. And Krebs is bringing in about $700,000 a month. It's not like she can't afford to make these conditions better. And even when the landlord and tenant board finds that Krebs is in the wrong, she's only ordered to pay about 1 month's rent. And even then, she tends not to comply. Sometimes she will intimidate people for money, and after they pay, she will still try to evict them. There is a massive housing crisis in Ontario, and horrible landlords like this only make things worse, especially for those of us who are the most vulnerable. We can do better, we should do better, and we must do better. Because the law was not designed for people with malicious intent like Krebs.